everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sam, aka Thrifty Bird. Today's video is going to be a little bit different from all the other videos that I've done. Today's video is going to be a simple explanation on how to make your listings, your titles, your descriptions, all of that pop, simply by adding key information, key points from the items that you're trying to sell. So measurements, style, fabric, things like that. So if you're interested in hearing about how you can make your items or your listings pop with descriptive words, stick around and let's go ahead and get started. So first and foremost, in order to make your listings pop and to catch the eye of potential buyers, you want to be able to have clear lighting, clean lighting, so on and so forth. You want to be able to make sure that you can see your entire item that you are listing. I've seen a whole bunch of listings where you can barely tell what's being sold, but they'll say something like shorts or skirt or something on there, and you really have to do a little bit of detective work. Some people just like to throw their items on the floor or on a bed or something. It doesn't matter what space you utilize. That's not the point. The point is that you want your potential buyer to see the item and actually know what they're getting. So of course you want to either have one of these little dress forms or a mannequin. It's not necessary to have one at all. You don't need to get all fancy or whatever. I purchased this dress form, I want to say off of eBay, and it was about $30. So there's that. Or you want to be able to hang up your item, or you want to do a flat lay, which is pretty self-explanatory. You just find a flat space or a surface and you just lay the item flat. I'm not going to show you that because lots of people have lots of, creative ideas on how to do that. So my main thing to do is actually to model the items. That's another option, is you can personally model items. Of course, everybody's shape and size is different, and that makes this super unique, and that's awesome. So some people are probably a little bit more comfortable modeling than others. I, for one, love modeling. I can model different sizes. I can model from a small to a large or an extra large, just depending on, how I style the item. I can, I've modeled something extra large and made it look oversized on purpose. And I always put a disclaimer though, what size I am and things like that. And that way people can know, oh, okay, it's not going to fit me the way that it fits her. So that's fine. But anyway, back to how we list our items. After you're done finding where you want to list your item or how you're going to showcase your item, you want to be able to use the correct words for it. You can easily say something like the brand name. So this is a new with tags Forever 21 Plus top. By the way, I love picking up Forever 21 Plus because it's amazing and it sells pretty quick for me. But anyways, this is a new with tags Forever 21 Plus top. I could easily stop there. Somebody will probably buy it, I'm sure. However, if you want to give more information and to avoid people asking you a million different questions, you might want to consider adding more things. So if you're able, I don't know if you're able to see it. It's kind of hard for me to even see what's going on. But this is a peplum style top, and it has a zipper back. It has geometric patterns, so it's not necessarily striped or anything like that. It's more geometric. If you can't think of the terminology, if it's not striped, if it's not plaid, but it does have like this cool little cool pattern, just call it geometric. People will fill in the blanks. Short sleeve shirt. So I would list this as a Forever 21 Plus short sleeve peplum zipper back shirt, and then I would put the size, which let me see without completely messing the whole thing up here. The size is a 3X. I would put the size, and then if I want to, I could put new with tags in the title. That way people can know, hey, this has never been used, this has never been worn, this is brand new. I would put that entire thing in the title. I could put multicolored, I could put cream on there because this is cream. This is also multicolored. It is cream colored and it is also a black color. But if you want to save yourself the hassle of somebody opening up a case on color descriptions, because some people will, trust me, you can easily say it's just multicolored because you're not lying. It's got more than one color. Of course, it's zipper back. So that's exactly what I would put. I would put Forever 21 Plus, short sleeve, peplum, zipper back, blouse, 3X, new with tags. And that's exactly what I would put in the title. Now, I've also experimented with not putting that in the description. And I've noticed that my listings haven't received very many views. Once I've copied my entire title and pasted it into the description, I've noticed that those are getting more views. That's because algorithm-wise, you're getting it out there to more eyes, to more people. So the more words you have in your description, the better chances that something's going to sell. Now, after all that is said and done, and you still want to give out a little bit more information, how can I possibly make this item sell even more without having all sorts of questions? Because some of the questions that I get asked, or I used to get asked often before I provided all sorts of information, was, what kind of material is this? What's the size, or how does the size run? What are the measurements? What's the neckline? Blah, 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 things like that. As you can see right here, this is a circle neckline, or it could even be kind of a crew neck, but not really. But I would call this more of a circle neckline just because it is a little bit, it doesn't have that crew neck stitching on there. I could also say that it's stretchy material because it is stretchy material. If you're ever in doubt of what kind of material it is, and as you become more, I don't want to say seasoned, but as you become more seasoned in reselling, you start to feel the materials and you can say, oh, this is definitely polyester, or this is a linen blend, or this is a spandex blend. This definitely has spandex in it just because it's stretchy. You don't have to be a seasoned reseller to know this. But some tags, oh my gosh, they're so atrocious because they just, so many freaking things on these tags. So this is a cotton polyester spandex blend. You can put the exact measurements of it. So it's 61% cotton, 34% polyester, 5% spandex. If you add that kind of stuff inside of your description, then people won't be inclined to ask you that. And also on the new with tags thing, if you put NWT, some people won't know what that means. So you can put NWT in the title, but in the description, make sure you put new with tags. NWT means new with tags, just in case. And then of course it's peplum. Don't say if it's a loose fit if it's not your size, because you don't know how it actually fits. So my mannequin, of course, my dress form, she's a medium. So of course it's gonna be really loose on her. But don't say it's a loose fit. Don't say it's a tight fit. Don't say anything like that. If it's not stated inside of the tag, then don't call it loose or fitted or anything like that. If somebody asks you, is it loose? Is it fitted? How does it fit? You can always give them measurements. And you can say, refer to measurements for this. Or you could easily say, I'm sorry, it's not my size. I can't exactly tell you how it fits, but I have provided measurements so you're able to know. When it comes to measurements, let's talk about that. Now, some resellers don't add measurements and some do. The reason why some resellers don't add measurements is because some buyers will actually open cases on approximate measurements and say, oh, well, this was off by 1/2 inch. I know it sounds a little bit petty, and yes, it very well can feel like that. However, that's why as resellers, we have to say words like approximate, or measurements are provided for a reference, yada, 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 so on and so forth. When it comes to providing measurements, that'll save you a lot of trouble. So what I like to do is I like to provide measurements when I can. So I like to do armpit to armpit. If the item does not have armpit seams to armpit seam, then I provide bust across the bust. So if this is like 20 inches across the armpit, I will put 20 inches across the armpit. Now people will know to double that up, right? If it doesn't have armpits, I do across the bust. Some items you're able to do across the waist on a shirt. Since this is a peplum style, it's going to probably be a little bit more fitted here at the waist. So you might want to do a measurement across the waist as well, just to kind of help the potential buyer out, because in that way they'll know exactly where it's going to sit, how it's going to fit, things like that. And then of course you want to do length, but you want to start from up here on the shoulder and then go all the way down. Obviously, if you have an item that's a high-low, so it's higher in the front, lower in the back, you're going to want to take the front measurement and the back measurement. Other people will ask you how long the sleeve is. I've never had anybody ask me how long the sleeve is for anything. So I don't really provide that measurement unless somebody asks me. I feel like it's kind of an extra step. If I've never had anyone ask me, it's really not that big of a deal. Sometimes I might provide it on 3/4 sleeves, because even though the shirt is a 3/4 sleeve, which doesn't go all the way down, the 3/4 sleeve might not be like exactly 3/4. It might be a little bit longer, a little bit shorter. So I provide that measurement so people can actually know, that kind of thing. So we've taken it to providing the simple details of what you see. When it comes to describing an item, this tape measure is like, hi. When it comes to describing an item, you want to be able to tell a story to that buyer as if they couldn't see the item. So you want to be able to explain what it looks like without them actually seeing it. So if that helps, if that makes sense. All right, so here's a little trick when it comes to other designers and things like that. So Forever 21 doesn't have styles. Sometimes it'll say it on the tags, but you have to get new with tags things. There's certain brands that do have styles. This shirt right here is a J. Crew 100% linen tank top. And it says right here on the tag, J. Crew 100% linen tank. It doesn't say tank top, but you can see that it is a tank top. You could stop at that. You could easily say that. You can also describe that it's sheer, because it is kind of sheer. Or with J. Crew, you can take it a step further. Inside of the material tag, there is actually a style number, and it'll tell you the year that this was manufactured. So this was from summer 2015. And I know that because I looked at it earlier, so it's not like I just immediately saw it. Sometimes you have to find the style tag. It's like really small, and it's underneath the materials tag or the care tag, but eventually you'll see it. Some resellers won't pick up J. Crew if it's too old. I personally won't. I won't pick up J. Crew if it's more than about 5 years old, simply because it's pretty dated. But if it's a style that never goes out of style, or if it's something that's a pretty classic look, I will pick it up if it's in great condition, and so on and so forth. So that's the perks of something like J. Crew, Madewell. Let me see. Cabby has it. Talbot's, I think, might have it. I'm not quite sure. I can't remember. But there's a whole lot of brands that you are able to look up the styles. Athleta has it. Lily Pulitzer has it. So you're able to find, you're able to find the style name, and all you'll have to do is just copy that entire style name, and you can use that in your title. So I don't remember the style name of this tank top, but I would definitely use that. And then I would add the descriptive words after that into the description. So if you have a shirt that's super colorful, you can say colorful seahorses, blah, 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 because not everybody will know what the style name of something is, but some people might actually be looking for a particular style. Case in point, I sold this one dress from Loft, and it was a beautiful dress, and the print was called Snowbird print. After some research, I actually found that out. And it was way too big for me, so I couldn't keep it. But after I sold it, I really loved the print. So I looked for it on Poshmark under the actual name, and I was able to find it on Poshmark. Not just once, but I was able to find at least 5 or 6 listings from people who found that exact print, and they were able to use that particular style name. So sometimes style names really come in handy in helping you sell your items. So yeah, those are pretty much, that's it. That's like, it's really pretty easy. I know a lot of people don't do reselling full time. They just want to sell their items. But some people say, well, why are my items still sitting there? And then you look at their listing and it says prom dress worn once, and then that's it. You got to add a little bit of flair. You got to add a little bit of, what is it called? Yeah, pieces of flair into your description. When it comes to talking about sleeves, is it short sleeve? Is it long sleeve? Is it a cuffed sleeve? Is it a, oh my gosh, what are those things called? Those other sleeves, bell sleeves. Is it a balloon sleeve? Roll tab sleeve. There's plenty of resources where you can find different sleeve types, and you can actually find those on Pinterest. That's where, if I sometimes kind of like, oh gosh, what is this called? I go back to my Pinterest notes and I'll see, oh, okay, this is the exact sleeve that I was looking for. You can also find shirts that are cold shoulder shirts. That's when you have like little straps or a little opening up here. It's called a cold shoulder top. I used to call it an off the shoulder top well before I was reselling. Didn't realize it was called cold shoulder. You know, just little things here and there to help you spark up your listing, and then that way people will be able to buy more from you. Does it guarantee a sale? Probably not. But it does guarantee that it'll get that item out into fresh pair of eyes. And you notice that the more descriptive your listings are, the better chances that someone will actually buy it, the more people will share it on Poshmark, that kind of thing. So I think the most important things that you want to take away from this is to have really good lighting when it comes to listing your items. It doesn't have to be professional lighting whatsoever. I use natural lighting 100% of the way. If you are team stock photos, then obviously that doesn't work for your cover photo to, you know, make it look all nice and pretty. But the rest of your photos, at least make sure it's the item that you're like the actual item on the stock photo that you're selling, and make sure that it looks presentable. That way people won't just see a stock photo and think they're getting something, and then they look at your photos and it's like, okay. Make sure that you are using descriptive words like multicolored, cream colored, geometric print, stripes. Make sure you give little details like zipper back closure or button back closure. Make sure you give sleeve lengths. That way people will know, hey, is this appropriate for winter, fall, or whatever. Like I said, you want to paint a picture to the buyer as if they're not even looking at this item. And especially if you're sharing like button down shirts. That's another thing. Of course, there's buttons in the front, button down shirts. You want to be able to share that as well. Some people like to fold their button down shirts in the cover shots. I do. So you want to cut out a little bit of time for the buyer who's looking for a long sleeve, because they can't tell if the sleeves are long or short when they're tucked in, and you want to put short sleeve in the description or a long sleeve in the title, sorry. That way when they see it, they see short sleeve or long sleeve, they'll either skip over it and click on it because that's exactly the kind of shirt that they were looking for. So I really hope that this video was kind of helpful in learning a little bit of descriptive words, or how to, you know, write things out. I know there's so much more information out there. I couldn't personally write a book, but I'm pretty sure collectively resellers could write a giant book on listing things for reselling, how to make your listing stand out. But I feel like these are just very simple things. Again, you don't have to get fancy with where you list. You can model the shirt, you can put it on a dress form or a mannequin, or you can simply just hang it up on a simple hanger on a plain background, or if you want to get pretty with your background, that's cool too. But these will help make the sales, and these will absolutely guarantee that people will see them, because they'll be able to know what they're looking at when you list an item. So I hope this video was helpful in any way whatsoever. If it was, let me know down below. Let me know any other content that you want me to talk about. I really like making these kind of videos because I feel like they're very informative. And some people just kind of get stuck on certain things and they forget, like, hey, what do I write in these descriptions, right? So hopefully this was helpful. I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.